Hello, lacrosse friends, and welcome to the IIJL 2023 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. I am Steven Stamp, joined by Cody Jansen. We are one game in. It turned out to be a doozy between the U.S. and Scotland. This time we have Canada and Poland taking on each other, and this should be an interesting matchup of the red and white teams.
Well, Canada's got all the pressure on them, right? They're the defending champs. They're on home soil. They're the outright favorites to win this thing. So I'm interested to watch how they come out and how strong they come out, because you've got an opportunity to put teams away early like we saw USA do to Scotland. I'm curious to see if Poland's going to have a little bit more pushback than Scotland did.
We'll see. And Canada missing a half dozen players who are playing for the RMLL Junior B Championship, a chance to go to the Founders, and weren't able to make it today. Some key additions who'll be coming in, but they're short. They've only got 15 runners and a couple of goalies in the lineup tonight. So we'll see if that has an impact, especially later in the game.
And for Poland, they've got some returnees as well who are going to push the pace.
Yeah, they're going to try and get going. You got Cooper Gantz, you've got Aiden Schierflug, and these guys are going to really try and get things going. They are pretty excited to be here and play. The coaching staff is fired up. The players, they were really, you could hear them when they came out on the floor today. They are stoked to get to play in this tournament.
Well, let's go down between the benches right now. Ryan Flaherty is standing by as he's the third member of our broadcast team tonight.
Yes, thanks a lot, guys. Again, real fun matchup here tonight. Maybe a David and Goliath, but who knows? There's a lot of familiarity, however, I can say that, between these two teams. Of course, a lot of local flavor on both rosters, and also a lot of their friends and family are in the stands. A little bit of bragging rights on the line for some of these players that play with each other throughout the spring and early part of the summer. But now they're on opposing sides. About 8 members of the SWAT program on both sides of the floor here tonight. So we're going to see some head-to-head battles between some guys that are used to playing on the same bench. So that always adds a lot of fun dynamic to these kinds of games. And we'll just see which side of that program reigns supreme here tonight.
So we have just about a minute to go until we are underway with game number 2 here from SaskTel Center, and it's starting to get real. I mean, you have the build-up every year, and we mentioned the number of guys who are familiar with each other. Ryan doing a great job down between the boxes in that little, what they like to call the suicide box, and he is having some fun down there, and it's very great to have him on board. I'm Steven Stamp with Cody Jansen, and Cody, as we get close to opening face-off time, how important are those first few minutes? You talked about Poland wanting to try and come out and not get run out early like the U.S. almost did to Scotland.
You have to set the tone, of course. And a big thing is going to be the goaltending. We'll keep an eye on it. We kept an eye on it earlier as well, where Eric LeBlanc, you could definitely tell there was a drastic change in game style, whether it's using the spoon, whether it's the crease rules. Goaltending is so key, and especially in such a short tournament, if you fall behind early, that's such a tough hill to make up. And that's why, if you're Shane Friesen, who was a backup at this tournament last year, that's who the eyes are on.
And Shane Friesen played very well last year when he got his opportunities. He's a very good young goaltender, kind of a not the tallest goaltender. He fits nicely into his net, but he can be very, very good. Like all goalies, especially young goalies, he's got his stretches up and down, and we'll see how that works out. Down at the other end, you've got Poland looking at having Maximus Chernish between the pipes, or William Koza. We'll check who is going in, as they were waffling. It is William Koza of the Cranbrook Outlaws, an Elkford, BC native. A lot of heritage players on this Poland team. A lot of guys who are excited to get to don the red and the white of Poland. Here we see the white with the red and black of Canada.
Well, and for Canada, you got to look at Bennett Fry there. We saw his parents in the crowd, about 30 seconds as well. A lot of Alberta representatives. Ryan McBride from the Crude Lacrosse Club. There is a lot of different players from around Canada joining together, and so chemistry plays a fact. I know Poland has to go through that too, but it's about those teams who can gel early in this tournament that are the most successful.
Yeah, a lot of players for Canada from various provinces. We have a player from Nova Scotia. We have a player from New Brunswick for the first time. No players from Ontario for Canada. That's been a bit of an issue, as there has been some threats from the Ontario Lacrosse Association to suspend players for 2 years if they take part. So that just obviously has had an impact on the Canada roster. But you can see these guys coming together. They've got some returning players, and they want to show. I mean, there's guys from BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Not tonight for Manitoba. They're playing, as we mentioned, the RMLL finals. But, Quebec, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, they want to show that guys around the country can get it done.
You got to look at Shane Friesen between the pipes for Canada. As for Poland, they are missing a couple of key pieces in this one. There's a couple of guys, as you said, that are still playing, wrapping up their games. But for Poland, it's going to be how can you withstand the heat? Canada's going to bring it. Everyone knows the offensive pieces Canada has. Poland's got to find the battle back, and they've got to tighten up their defense early, because if they get in a hole like Scotland did, down by 7 in the first quarter, this one could be over quick, and the home fans are going to be quite happy about that.
Daniel Gutnek will take the faceoffs for the Polish side. And he is up against Jack Dulong, and it is a battle right off the starters. We are underway with game number 2 at the 2023 IIJL World Juniors. I'm Steven Stamp with Cody Jansen, and possession will go to Canada. And Fry, you mentioned him earlier, will hand it off to Carr. Turf Monster immediately jumps up and grabs Grayson as Francis Grayson backpedaling. Canada goes to the first offensive chance. That pass doesn't quite connect, and it's scooped up immediately by Poland. They're going to try and push the pace. Some forechecking pressure from Grayson, but nice job running it forward by Thomas Rat for Poland, and they will set up for their first offensive set.
Wise play by Rat not to force it early.
Yeah, you want to get possession. You want to get that if you can. But if it's not there, set it up, let your offense go. There's a big check out front. Canada gets possession going back the other way.
Sika's just played 4 games in 4 days.
Here's a chance, and a first goal for Canada scored by one of the alternate captains, Dagan Carlson. And that is lovely. Outlet running the floor, making the pass ahead.
Well, you get the opportunity, and it's the little hop step as well. Gets the Polish goaltender to bite. A little bit of a short side fake. Then he looks far side, and he's able to pull it back while keeping his feet out of the crease. Again, you can jump into the crease. There's no cylinder rule here, but Carlson makes no mistake, and it's 1-0 Canada.
There's a discussion about the bench door. I think Poland having a little trouble getting it open over there. One of the assistant coaches saying, okay, let's make sure we can open and close this door. You want to be able to close it, obviously, when the play is around there, but you need to be able to open it to get your players out, and they're just kind of leaving it slightly ajar.
And I know what some of the teams were saying earlier was that the doors were quite sticky. And again, with the new board wrap as well, why it is green because it helps the refs in there, where if you've got a straight on look, it does help to see where the changing players are in and how far out they may not be. But as well, it is new and it is sticky that is covering the board. So that's obviously going to play a little bit of a factor when opening and closing the doors.
Chatting with Lukas Szczepaniak, the head coach for Poland before the game. He played for Poland last year at the European Box Championships in Hanover in Germany, and he was saying, it's exciting to see some of these guys coming on, getting excited and becoming part of the Polish program, because he was saying, we're not getting any younger. The guys on the senior team, we need some replacements. There was the one player for Poland 4 years ago now, holy cow, in 2019, Tyler Kolodka, who just stood out for Poland in the World Juniors in Mississauga, and he got so fired up about discovering his heritage. He didn't even know that he had the Polish heritage until he researched it a bit and found his family's history with some shifting borders in Europe back around World War II. He found out, he did have the Polish heritage, really embraced it. He went over to play with the Polish U21 field team that summer. And it looks like we're getting ready to go again, but he also played with the senior team. He was called up. And the bench, what are they doing with that? He's taking the bench out?
Yeah, they are fully removing that piece.
Okay. Changing the dynamic a little in there. Here's Canada with another chance. Carr, nice backdoor attempt. Just gets away from Fry.
And Fry's lucky because he stepped in the crease and was able to pick up that loose ball as well.
Yeah, I got away with it a little bit. Here's Grayson stepping around the top. Nice pick. He decides not to go with the two-man game. Now they do get it down in the give and go. Nice chance there for Halliday as Finn Halliday getting that opportunity. They get the shot off just at the buzzer, but Poland will swallow it up, and they're going to come back the other way.
Goza's got his first save of the game as he looks to settle in, but they'll give Canada another possession.
Yeah, it turns into a back in against Poland, so Canada, Grayson will get it. They've got to bring everybody back out for the offensive set. Canada wearing the new jerseys, the rebranded look, and that was almost the first one in it for Pacioretty, who played for Canada, the development team over in Prague at the E-Box, and that's a goal. What on earth?
That was Bose out in front. That was able to, it was just a mad scramble in there. And again, he pushes the defender trying to go back in, and the ball actually bounces in. So it's not really Bose who shoots it in. I mean, maybe you give him credit for it. It's kind of an own goal if we're going to go by soccer terms here. Weird way for Canada to go up, but they're up 2-0 now.
Yeah, William Koza was, he thought his teammate, the defender, had it, and kind of relaxed a little bit. You got to stay sharp when you're in the crease there and the ball is anywhere near you. And that's a great look for Canada. Grayson with the pass to the cutting Weston, but he is unable to get that shot on Joshua Weston.
Hometown kid got a good look early there, but Koza's up to the task.
Here's Cooper Ganch, who was on the all-world team last year at the World U18 IIJL Championships down in Buffalo. Friesen with the save, he just leaves it there.
Preston Stewart was able to get underneath his defenders and got a good look, and that's a good save for the one they call vacant between the pipes.
Almost a collision for the two Canadians, but Bose and Saint-Germain managed to avoid each other, and Canada starting to press again. Poland getting their D kind of lined up in a straight line across, trying to pick up as Canada. Everyone pushing down low. They come away with a stop, and now some forecheck pressure as Poland trying to get out of their own end, and Halliday putting all kinds of pressure on.
Well, they got a second to get it across half, and they just will.
Just made it. Hunter Sika will set things up. Luckily it was coming open, but nice job sliding down by Bennett Fry to get that defensive situation. Here on the far side is Aiden Schuerflug. And the 30 will expire. Canada coming the other way with it anyway.
Good block by Jordan Scott there. Put his leg out in the way. Not afraid to eat a bruise. Again, they're short round robins. If you don't do that, you might regret it at the end of the week.
Oh, what a rip. Grayson has been playing setup man so far, but just inside the restraining line, he lets it fly for a 3-0 Canada lead.
Halifax's finest right there in Francis Grayson. Perfect pick got set. He walks around. He's got a little bit of traffic as Bose was cutting through the middle. Shot around him as well. And he was just able to rip that one right by William Koza in the back of the net. They're up by 3 minutes and 23 seconds in.
Great to have the East Coast representation you mentioned from Halifax, playing for the Halifax Hurricanes in the ECJLL, the East Coast Junior Lacrosse League. And, we had Liam McGraw from Nova Scotia played for Canada and then for Canada East. And he was out in Coquitlam this year playing Senior A. Pass to the far side. No defenders over there. And I think Halliday was kind of stunned that he had so much space and just took him a second to believe that it was really there. Here's the long outlet pass, and that's going to be a turnover as Poland not really ready for it, and Koza had nobody to catch the ball. Here's the captain, Matthew Saint-Germain, another SWAT player. Goodman driving in, and they score. Another bit of a strange one, but Canada with some smiles because it doesn't matter how they go in, it's how many.
Matt Bose, pardon me, it's the Nanaimo product again. Defensive little collision there. As you see, the two collide up top. Perfect feed. He's got seconds to take a look, and he finds his spot on the top shelf. It's 4-0.
We talked in the first game about how a few players with Scotland and the U.S. had a little more time than they realized. I remember Rich Kilgore saying, he's a legendary Hall of Fame player and coach, saying you almost always have more time than you think. Bose is very calm, and he knew he had some time and took advantage of it there on that one. Here comes Canada continuing to press with this 4-0 lead through just about 4.5 minutes. Almost got there to Pacharowny. Scooped up there by Carlson. Canada's got a fresh 30. A big collision up top as Daniel Gutnecht decided to run into his Canadian opponent. Here's Bose. Interesting watching Bose during Canada's pre-tournament practices. Just interesting passer, good vision, creative. I want to see what he does in this tournament. He's going to grab that one and release it quickly. Nice save by Koza, had to be sharp. Long bounce pass to Gutnecht.
We'll see if Poland tries to play with a little bit more pace. It's kind of like how Scotland came out as well. Very slow, very thought out, and really trying to slow the game down because they know how fast their opponents are.
Saved there by Friesen. Long outlet pass. Joshua Weston had to spin to get it. Tried to get that shot off, goes a little wide. Here's a chance running it. All kinds of back check pressures. 4 white jerseys surrounding the lone Polish player in Sika. Goodman setting up, rips it far side, and Halliday looking to pass, tries to get it through, and actually gets past and goes over to Bose, who I was seeing pre-tournament as a big setup guy. He's just a sniper so far.
There's the hat trick right there for Matt Bose as the Montevallo product. That's 3 already in 6 minutes. Another same spot as the last one as well. Got Koza down on his knees, and he's able to go far side, top shelf. The lefty uses that overhand shot, able to get the angle he likes, and he throws it stick side high for another.
The thing I was noticing about Bose, again, watching practices, and that was he just seems very, very comfortable with the ball in his stick and always thinking about the slightly unorthodox play. You know, nothing crazy, but he'll just find a way to get the ball through on a pass, a shot, whatever, and you can really see it coming to the fore here so far. Canada with another shot, and Koza is feeling like he might have to sue for non-support because that was another pretty wide open look for Canada.
Well, and you wonder if he's able to get set in here. He's allowed 5 on 11, and you wonder when Poland's coaches start to think timeout or a goalie change to change the momentum.
Talked about that in the first game. You were pointing out, you know, maybe Scotland takes time out. Here's a chance for Poland. Big save by Friesen and controls the rebound nicely. And here comes Canada Fry with the ball. But Scotland waited it out, and it worked out okay. That pass doesn't connect with Weston. And nice defensive play, hustling back by Cooper Ganch. Ganch, a strong two-way player. Here's Goodwin. Hard pass across to Halliday, steps around the screen. Thought about shooting, goes to Bose instead. And that's a big stop for Koza because Bose has got his 3 goals, I think, on 3 shots. Is he not at this point?
And Koza was really cheating towards that high stick side.
Yeah. Ball gets away from Poland. Canada gets a nice little calm play by Joshua Goodman, who'd gone back in defensive transition. Now he's going to get it on the run. Pulls it down, still looking shot, it's not there, goes to Halliday, but that one's low, and he is covered immediately by the Polish defender, Thomas Rat. Rat on the run, he's got a man with him. Nice hand save. You could tell Friesen thought the pass was coming. Canada will push it forward. Jack Dulong leaves it there for Grayson. Canada gets a long 30 because the reset didn't come right away on the clock, and now it's being counted on the floor. That's going to be a fresh one, though, and Grayson trying to get his own rebound, but a pair of Polish defenders get in there, and a third pops out to grab it. That's Charlot Lafreniere. Goes to his offside. You can hear some of the Poles saying, hold it, hold it.
He was not listening.
He was not listening. I'm not sure that's the play they wanted out of that particular developing scenario.
Bennett Fry, one of those players who plays forward and mainly out the O-gate over the summer. Now he's taking a defensive responsibility.
Trying to use his speed, lacrosse IQ to make a difference. Here's Bose. Oh, there's another one. That one's a little different because it goes hard off the post. You can hear the clang up here, then off the back of the unlucky Koza, and Bose has 4.
Shot goes off the post and off the back of Koza there, and it's the exact same spot. We've seen him score 4 times now. At some point in time, the defense has to realize, hey, we got to get sticks on hands because Matt Bose can rip the pill, and he puts it right off the pipe and in the back of the net. Now it's 6-0 Canada.
Last game we saw Nolan Eastwood going crazy for Scotland, wound up with 6. Bose has 4 in the first less than 9 minutes of play. He's on pace for about 25 goals. Not sure he'll maintain that pace, but holy cow.
Quick math guy.
Yeah, I was kind of estimating. I think I may have lost track of a couple of carries, but Canada pushing through on the 2-man game. Oh, tip drill. Everything is going Canada's way. The pass through to Halliday, and it just ticks off and heads in, and that's a tough one.
I thought that might have hit Carr in front. It goes off Halliday for sure, and I actually don't think Carr got a piece of that as we get another angle. Just stuffed ahead of the stick exactly how he planned it. The Joe Pavelski of lacrosse right there. Finn Halliday has his first of the tournament, and Canada's up by a touchdown.
Carr had the stick up to get the pass. It just got ticked before it got there. And that's one of those ones you always see the kind of excuse me smile on the player who scored it. He's happy to get the goal, but you always feel a little funny about that kind of tip play. Oh, nice job pulling it down by Weston. I was convinced he was shooting. Big fake though. Here's the outlet pass, and they're going to get it ahead. Gutnecht on the run. Penalty coming to Canada. I think he's going to be checking in the crease on Goodman as he went after Koza while he was making that pass out. We'll see. That'd be interference technically.
6-on-5.
Taking their time. Pass across goes off the boards. Snagged. Nice recovery there. There's a quick stick chance. Is it in? It is. On the extra man opportunity with the 6-on-5 on the delayed penalty. Preston Stewart, the pride of Tusculum University.
Returning here at this tournament, Preston Stewart, after a strong summer in Beaumont, able to score on a quick stick there. And that's a rare chance where Shane Friesen, one of the fastest goaltenders in Junior A lacrosse, got beat on a quick stick, something he really doesn't do. But you can tell it was perfectly placed by the righty and Preston Stewart, and Poland on the board. Don't get to go to the power play.
Great pass to set it up as well. And then Stewart, no mistake, as you mentioned. So the tripping call is wiped out by the goal. Goodman, who had taken the penalty, gets to stay out there and has the ball, passes it across once again to Halliday on the far side. He's going to go hard sidearm 3/4 behind the back attempt. That one didn't quite get on net by Carlson, and Poland's got it. They're looking for an outlet. There's not much there. Carson Isnana will just run into some space. He's got 2 seconds to get over center, so he flings it ahead. Good play, but it just kind of handcuffed Keenan Hunchak. Hunchak did recover it. They're down to 14 seconds as they finally get possession set up in the O-zone. Nice little duck through, nothing really opening up for Poland. The underhand shot ripped hard by Sika. Canada's got it though, and they're looking for the outlet pass. Nice catch by Jordan Scott, who had a very strong tournament last year in Winnipeg. We saw him play quite well. Big defender, played a solid defensive game for Canada as they won a gold medal. Here's Grayson. They had the cutter, but I don't think he thought that the shot was open, but that one's open. Halliday has had a bunch, finally finds the back of the net there, and it is 8-1 Canada.
Finn Halliday's got his second of the game, the pride of Penticton. This one, it's a clean shot that goes low to low. And again, there wasn't much of a reaction by William Koza right now. 8 goals on 18 shots. You got to wonder if there's a timeout or a goalie change in the near future here for Poland.
I thought I saw them getting Maximus Chernish ready.
On the bench, he does have his gear on.
He's got a helmet. He's got the stick in his hand. which is not that usual for a goalie on the bench. He's ready to go. And sometimes, I mean, you don't want to blame your goalie, but he may not be seeing the ball as well as he'd like, and he's got to do something to change things up. We'll see what they decide to go with. Pops out to Halliday. Pacharowny gets sandwiched. Looked a little shocked that he'd been relieved of the ball. Moving the ball forward here is Braxton Ernst. Ernst will spin out of trouble and find a man to get some help up top. Here's Henry Elliott slowing things down, getting the offense set, just getting their fifth attacker out. See if they go to the high man as he gets in. Oh, it's a nice pick and roll play. Great save by Friesen, though, throwing up that arm. You mentioned how quick he is. He moves very well in his net.
Bennett Fry, the Cold Lake kid, with the loose ball out in front as Poland was putting on some pressure.
Really like that play by Friesen to be up, playing a bit of a high arc, and as the player was coming in, dropped back a little bit so that he didn't have that over-the-top opportunity, which the player tried to take advantage of. Drive into the net as Bose dropped it, picked it back up. He's gone through the crease. He can't play it, but his teammate will. That's a really heads-up play by Bose to not actually play the ball or get too much in the way of the opponent. The 30, though, will expire as Pacharowny gets the shot taken.
Speaking of Bose, he ripped it up for Nanaimo this year. 75 points in 21 Junior A games, 12 in 3 playoff games. That's elite-level scorer stuff, and we're lucky to get to see him at the tournament here in Saskatoon.
Little fake in the shot, and Friesen had to recover quickly there as Dallas Goodwill made a pretty nice play to get that opportunity. Pulling with the reset, and there you've got lots of time on the clock here. That pass just gets away, and it's going to be grabbed by Scott once again. Jordan Scott's the kind of kid who really grows on you as you watch him play.
Big body, makes smart plays, and right there, it's the simple play as well. Doesn't try to force anything, and he finds Carr up top.
Gets it over to Goodwin, and Canada setting up on the offense. Halliday spins off a check, will hand it out. They just got the fifth attacker coming. It's Grayson. Goodwin took that shot. It's a little wide. Can they keep from going over and back? No, it rolls away from Carlson. Heads up play by Carlson to quickly get off the bench, off the floor, onto the bench to get a defender out at the other end.
Chase Richardson, defended by Bennett Fry. Those two know each other very well from the summer.
That will be an over and back. It's going to roll all the way down to the crease. And Canada will get possession. We're into the final minute in 2 seconds of this first quarter. I'm Steven Stamp with Cody Jansen. Thanks for being with us here at the 2023 IIJL World Juniors here at SaskTel Center. Bose fires across to the far side. Halliday looking for the hat trick. He's got the tip. He's got the rip. Now he's going to have the behind-the-back pass. That's a nice save by Koza. Absolutely robbing Dagan Carlson on top of the crease. Then Carlson went through the crease. And it'll be pulling ball. They move forward.
Hard pick by Carlson. That's a Sasky guy player right there, putting it all on the line.
Trey McShannock leaves it. 17 on the shot clock, 32 on the game clock. So Poland looks like they're just going to take their time, run a normal set, not go for a 2-for-1 or anything, just run a play. They actually got a pretty good chance there, but again, Jordan Scott, they're in a hurry. Perfect timing on the arrival. The 30 will run out. Canada's got 14 seconds. You can get 2 timeouts per game. You can do 1 per half. They're not going to take one here. I think Marty O'Neill's just going to wait. He's the head coach for Canada. We should have mentioned him before. He is going to wait, make sure he's got that in his pocket because there's lots of time for them to set up, but they kind of hand the ball away. Bit of a sprint over center from Coda Tran, and we will go to the first quarter break. And we're going to go down to the floor level with Ryan Flaherty, the third member of our broadcast team. On the way back, we'll take a quick break and be back with you at the 2023 IIJL World Juniors. support our troops. We stand behind the people who put their lives on the line for the nation. And we are back and going down to Ryan Flaherty on the bench.
All right, thanks, Stamper. Down here with Poland head coach Luke Szczepaniak. Hey, no way to get into the tournament than playing the defending champs right off the gate. Just what do you think of your team's first 15 minutes out here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to get our feet wet. The boys look a little bit nervous, but I think it's just because it's the first game. We just need to trust our game and trust in each other and work that ball around and be patient on the ball, and I think we'll be good.
How good did it feel to get that first goal out of the way?
It felt really nice, especially on the power play. Our plays that we've been working on, that was one of the ones, and it worked out. So feels good. I think the offense is running. We just need to hang on to the ball a little more, and I think we can make something happen here.
All right, well, thanks a lot, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
Guys?
Thanks, Ryan. And Luke Szczepaniak, who, as we mentioned, played for Poland last year at the European Championship in Hanover, Germany. And last game, the first of the tournament, the U.S. led Scotland 9-2. Canada leads 8-1. That same 7-goal differential. I think Poland would be quite pleased if they could have the same kind of comeback. But we're going to see what Finn Halliday has done right here, Cody.
Well, you get the tip drill goal right there first, and obviously that pleases the teammates. Then you get the little low to low that stings that bottom corner. And it's not all been Finn Halliday in this one, but he's really been driving the bus on this offense.
He and, of course, Bose. And did you say it was Halliday driving the bus, or did you say it was Bose driving the bus with help from Halliday? I was busy looking at something. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yes, I mean, it's Halliday and Bose. They've both been phenomenal.
They have been very good. Sorry, I zoned out for a second there. But big battle off the faceoff. Fry will come away with it and has that ball in that yellow head of his and hands it off. Goodwin setting things up for Canada. They'll try to extend their lead, and Poland is going to see if they can settle things down, close out some of those offensive chances that Canada is getting. And so far, so good for about 20 seconds here. But there's Halliday with a chance and scores, and they lost him, and that is not the guy you want to lose in front.
Wow, again, Canada is just rolling. 32 seconds in, they've got another. And you get a look at just how he sees the floor, right? He gets the pass from Goodman, and it's that little driving right into traffic. Like, he goes right against Cooper Ganch, and he gets up, and he's a big man to begin with, like standing at 6'2", gets some air, and he's got that high-to-high. It goes over the shoulder of Koza and in the back of the net. There's not really much else you can do as a Polish netminder when you got a big forward driving through the middle like that.
And as you watch the replay, the defense from Poland, better than I thought it looked at first, because it looked so easy for him. I mean, they're right there. They're applying the cross-check, which is what you say as a coach. You can't just swing at the stick. They've laid the cross-check on, and he just absorbed it, as you said, and got the grid shot off. Here's a chance now. Opting not to take it was Weston. He'll make the pass instead. That led to a good chance for Grayson, who gets his own rebound after the Koza save. Weston gets stripped. Ganch all over him heading into the corner, but he gets it back, runs out into open space. There's a save by Koza. As we mentioned, the Polish goalie, we still have Maximus Chernish on the bench, full gear and stick in hand.
Ready to go.
Ready to go, if they need him. Halliday spins off the check. Across the floor. They hand it off here. And Bose with the shot scores. Bose is just feeling it.
Number 5 in the game, and everything he's touching is going in, right? Koza got a good chunk of this one here. You'll see it on the replay, and it's just another high-to-high. Hits him in the arm and trickles in. It's one, if you're a goalie, if you get that much, you hope it stays out. But someone like Bose just has a little extra on his shot tonight.
Yeah, 5 goals, as you mentioned. How many shots? Is he at 6, maybe 7? He has not been stopped a whole lot so far.
Right in that range. Shots are 25-8 in favor of Canada.
Canada gets it back off the face-off, and Wagstaff just barges his way into the offensive zone. Nathan Wagstaff hands it off, and Goodman will set things up on Canada getting the 5th forward out. It's Halliday up at the top, and nobody's getting. Now Ganch sees him and picks him up. They get the pass to Halliday. Nice handle by Carlson after bobbled it a bit. There's Halliday again. That's a save by Koza. Right out to Carlson. It's another big save. Ganch hits the bench to get a forward off the bench. They have a chance. They waited too long on the pass.
It's a good defensive play by the forward getting back there and Joshua Goodman, and
It
now
is.
he's got a battle and nice little swim move
That
to
is
get around.
lovely.
Good neck.
It's a 2-on-1. Ooh, the right idea, the right pass to make, but just down by the feet of Pacioretty. Can't quite connect. Some more hustle by Goodman. What a shift. It's a 200-foot, 400-foot shift going back and forth from end to end. Poland setting up. Going to try and take advantage of the settled offense here. Interesting to see the communication by the Canadian defense, which can be a challenge early on in a tournament like this, although a lot of these guys are familiar with each other. That helps. Diving attempt, and Shane Friesen stops it. No goal as the player had landed in the crease. The ball did get in. Here's the outlet to Fry. He's got a man ahead of him. Dulong says, okay, I'll set a pick for you. And Fry was stopped by Koza, who's sharpening up.
Right there, if you're Fry, he runs himself a little close into the crease, and you take away your options, and so Koza just plays his percentages right.
Here's a chance at the other end right on top of the crease. Dallas Goodwill is stopped, and this is an outlet pass, and it's a 2-on-0. Jordan Scott with the shot. Why was play blown down? Is it too many on Canada? I thought the hand went up, and we had a bit of a delay. So I assumed it was a defensive.
I believe they called too many on the floor. Canada looked short players, if anything.
Well, because the
or
hand
were they
went
calling
up.
it on Poland?
I thought it was on Poland. Yeah, here we go. Because the hand went up, it's a delay, but then the play was blown down before the shot. I don't quite get that.
So it was
No,
on
it is Canada. What the heck? Okay. I guess he just jumped a little early for the too many men call.
Poland, first power play of the game.
So it makes sense then that they did call the blow the play down with the offensive too many men call. So Canada goes to the penalty kill, and Poland with an opportunity here. Shireflug is going to get it back to the shooter spot. Nice pick to open it up, but stopped there by Friesen. Had to be sharp. Really good job to open that lane by Henry Elliott. Fry gets after the goalie. Not anything too vicious, but bumps him. You see the Poland teammates don't like it, but hey, he's out there playing the ball. He's open season.
Fry's as feisty as they come, and he is not afraid of anyone. Saw him lay some huge hits this past season.
5'10", 160 pounds he's listed at.
I think that might be some old numbers.
Yeah, he might be a little bigger than that. He's looking pretty sturdy out there. Shireflug with the rip. Oh, it gets through, and then it's almost tipped in. Jordan Scott trying to come and help. Almost poked that one into his own net, but now he's going to make the nice poised pass ahead. And McBride had a little trouble with it, and it looks like the 10-second count will come into play, and Poland will get it.
A little too fancy, trying to pull that one back through Henry Elliott instead of just picking it up and going north.
Yeah, especially when you're shorthanded. You just want to get out of the zone. Poland taking their time to get the power play set up. Skip pass. Pretty good bouncer, but Friesen knew he was perfectly positioned. He just had to stand there and make that save.
You got McBride and Scott playing the crease as well. They were a little high, but those are two penalty killers you want. They're big bodies. They're both good with their stick. And again, they're dominant defenders in the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League.
It's nice seeing Jordan Scott play again because I really enjoyed watching him in the tournament last year in Winnipeg. He's continuing that solid play. Here's Halliday. Canada can kill another 4 on their shot clock. That's only going to leave about 8 seconds, and they're going to almost get it back. Poland will get possession, and the power play is going to end in 5 seconds for them.
Well, I'm told by a certain source who is obviously tuning in that Fry weighed in at 180 to start last season. So I think the 165 or whatever you were given might be a little old.
Okay. What'd you say he's at?
180.
180.
At the start of last season.
Yeah, I'd believe that. Oh, nice attempt to pass through, but the actual pass was just a little bit up. 30 expires just before the shot there. Apparently the Canada merchandise with the new, oh, here's a shot. Oh my goodness. That's just not fair. Matt Bose all alone on Koza. The Bose-Koza mano-a-mano battle once again.
Well, we saw Nolan Eastwood drop a sock trick earlier. Bose has got one of his own there, too. Just two little fakes, a little short side, far side, pull it back over on the glove, and Bose has been lights out here. He can't miss right now.
He's got that casual goal scorer's approach too, right? He just looks so calm. He's like, yeah, no problem. Yeah, but the Canada merchandise with the new CLL logo almost sold out for the day. You can go to cllshop.com and get yours. Pretty swanky new outfits, I think, for these guys. The usual sublimation on the shoulders, beautiful as always. Canada continuing to pressure. Goodwin hands it off, and then Grayson makes the pass across, and Carlson just winds up in the crease as he attempts that shot. Weston with the forecheck. Poland will come away. No, now it's going to be Goodman. Weston stays up there. Nice pass. Big save by Koza, but it goes straight back to Weston. He doesn't pick it up. He must have thought he was through the crease. I actually thought he was clear, but now Goodman with the chance. 5-hole, it's good. Looked like it went through. A bit of a delay. I think Koza got a bit of it, but the stick kind of twirled underneath him.
Well, Goodman's got his first of the tournament, and it's the Calgary product as Canada causes another turnover. Passed out in front. He's got all the time in the world after Dagan Carlson hits him with a dart out in front. 3 defenders behind the net for Poland. You can't be doing that against a team like Canada who will make you pay when they get time and space.
Again, that's an issue sometimes where, early in a tournament, a bunch of guys who haven't necessarily played together a lot, and you got to work on the communication. And I feel like watching Canada's defense, they've done a pretty nice job of communicating and getting things working as a team. But like you said, you can't all go down there. Somebody's got to be saying something. Canada gets it again off the faceoff. Gantz, hard D up against Grayson, then slips off onto Bose. Comes out to Halliday with 15 on the shot clock. Nearing the midway point of this second quarter. Gutnecht tries the long outlet pass. You understand that, but I'm not sure how much that pass was there, but you like the idea. We got to try and push the pace, like you said, and get some scoring chances.
Big hit behind the play there by Gutnecht as well as the physical play starts to ramp up. Now Scott's getting into it there with Rat.
Yeah, Scott with the big bump. Nothing excessive. Just kind of pinned him up against the boards. Nice cut underneath for Carlson. Oh, and we've got the big hit afterwards. He's going to pop up. I don't see a hand going up for a post-goal penalty, but Carlson will just take the marker.
Well, I think it was clean after the goal, but Dagan Carlson opened the scoring, and now he's got Canada's 13th of the game. See it right there. He just burnt right underneath his defenseman and Richardson, and he tucks one over Koza. Canada continues to roll here at home. The confidence sky high in Group A.
And then, again, in tournaments where you're having guys come together, often it can take a little while, but the chemistry already building for Canada. A nice pickoff there by Wagstaff. Behind the back outlet pass is bobbled momentarily by Ryan McBride, or he was going to break down. It's still a 4-on-2, 4-on-3 now for Canada. McBride, though, getting harried by Gantz. She'll just leave it there and let Bose set things up. McBride will head to the bench, get the 5th attacker. Not sure Canada's even going to wait for that, though. Oh, yeah, they'll get it to the 5th guy coming out. In Weston, hard sidearm rip goes off the boards onto the backside of the mesh. And it's going to be Poland possession.
If you're Poland, again, you're looking a little ahead as well. Their biggest group game is going to be against Australia. And so what you want out of the remaining 2 and a third quarters here is you got to start to build some chemistry. You got to start to find some bright spots because it's a very short round robin.
Yeah, that game will be tomorrow. The early game, 5 o'clock Central Time. Here, 7 in the East, 4 out on the West Coast. Thanks for being with us here on TSN Plus and in Canada and YouTube around the rest of the world. I'm Steven Stamp with Cody Jansen. It's 13-1 Canada, 6 minutes to go. Poland would love to get another one. That bouncer's blocked out front by Scott. It's going to be grabbed here by Carlson, back playing a defensive shift, and hits the man off the bench, Pacharowny. Not a bad little short arm shot, but it's handled by Koza. Poland pushes it the other way, but it's not going to connect on the outlet pass. Just gets past Thomas Ratt. Here's Carr.
Bennett Fry's probably got a dozen loose balls already in this one. I don't think they're tracking individual loosies, but he seems to be everywhere the ball is.
He really does. Again, we've talked about revelations guys that, you see more of. You've seen a lot of these Western guys calling a ton of games out of your Alberta home. But there's a rip. Pacharoni joins the fun, getting Canada's 14th. He'd been a little quiet this game, but he is in on it now.
Okotoks' finest, Max Pacharoni. Just, again, it's another step down. Defenders nowhere near his hands. You've got all the time in the world. You see Koza drop into a hockey-style butterfly. Well, even if you're a big goaltender with a huge chest protector, there's still room over your shoulders, and the good shooters are going to find that spot.
Pacharoni, you can just see, sometimes you see the mechanics in the shot. All the weight loaded up on that front leg as he shifts his hips through and drives that ball. A little adjustment to the gear for Trey McShannock for Poland, and now we're ready to go, and that's a really early jump for Fry. He's been fired up all night, and he was a little too excited for that face-off. So
Not
Poland
generally a face-off taker either.
No. In my experience taking face-offs, you got to go early if you want to get it. Of course, I play Masters, so the refs aren't usually quite as worried about the precision of your timing. Nice little spin move. The shot to the far side just wide by Hunter Myers. Looked like they were coming back to Myers, but the shot instead from the far side taken by Sika as the shot clock was running down. Here comes Canada. Pushed ahead. Nice pass. Just a little hand save. No, it's going to be an over and back as it did not touch the goaltender, so Poland will get possession.
Well, they wanted one for the New Brunswick boy and Aiden Carr. He had a breakaway opportunity again. Fry works that ball up, and they're still trying to go high to that stick side on Koza here. This one doesn't drop, though.
Yeah, from St. John, New Brunswick, member of the St. John's Rapids in the IIJL, a league that is producing more and more talent coming out of Atlantic Canada. This one is picked off by Pacharoni. He's going to glide up, sees the cutter, holds off on the pass. Probably a good idea, but I think Goodman wanted that pass and the opportunity to get a shot off. Here's Halliday slowing things down for Canada's offense. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Here in the second game of the 2023 IIJL Junior Worlds. Bowes behind the net. 4 on the shot clock. Goodman's just going to let it blast from up above. Koza looking outlet. Connects on that pass was Gutnecht. Oh, nice pick off. The player was there, but perfect positioning. Now Canada going the other way. Dulong scores. Lovely transition, reverse transition for Canada. And Jack Dulong from Fall River, Nova Scotia. Yet another Atlantic Canadian.
Well, there you go. The East Coast connection continues to bury, and it's the big 6'4" defender who got a breakaway and same shot there. He's able to work his way in. Koza drops down to his knees, and he just outweights the netminder.
We're seeing so much talent from the East Coast. Alex Pace, obviously, with Philadelphia. Brett Draper, Liam McGraw out in Coquitlam. Zach Kerrigan, who just lit it up at the Alice Robeski this year and now has signed with the Halifax Thunderbirds after a terrific summer playing with Brooklyn Merchants in Senior B and the Brooklyn Lacrosse Club in Major Series. And, we're seeing a few representatives here. And there's Pacharoni, just sneaks that one in. That's not about power. His last one was a laser. This one is just tucked precisely.
Wow, Pacharoni's got 2 now as well, and it's the Okotoks kid who, once again, if the Polish defense are going to let him stand in front, I think that's just a gift for Max, right? You get it. He puts it off the logo, and it just rolls its way between the arm and body. And again, still, I'm almost starting to feel bad at this point for Poland's backup goaltender, Maximus Chernish. He's been standing on the bench in full gear, helmet on, stick in hand, for, well, probably all game at this point.
I assume he's coming in second half, but we'll see. We'll see what the decision is. Halliday takes it with under 3 minutes to go in the half. Stick with us when halftime comes. We'll be joined by Ryan Flaherty, the third member of our team once again. Here's Halliday. Nice little hand save by Koza. It goes straight back to Grayson. On top of the crease, Bose. Oh, sorry, that was Goodman. Stopped there. There's the outlet pass. Doesn't quite connect. It's grabbed on the hop with one hand. Pass across from Henry Elliott. Poland keeps it moving. They find the cutter. Pretty nice play. And bit of a leg save. Maybe a bit of a lucky break for Friesen, because it looked like he may have been beaten there by, was that Chase Richardson with the shot?
Braxton Ernst.
Braxton Ernst, yes. 19. Poland sets it back up after the back in call on Canada. Poland's going to retreat, go back up to the restraining line. Pulled down there by Sika. Backdoor attempt. That one's off the post. And he just can't believe it. Schierflug thought he had that one. The alternate captain just looks skyward for a moment. Here's Elliott with the rip. That one Friesen saw all the way. There was nothing lucky about that save.
Well, you don't get that many yawning cages like Aiden Schierflug just had, and so you could feel that sigh from up here as Poland's going to take a slashing penalty.
Yeah, and that is not the kind of penalty. You don't mind penalties that are affecting scoring chances. That's just a guy being a little frustrated and slapping somebody as he goes off the floor to the bench. Canada with the extra attacker. Goodman gets it back from Bose. He's going to come to Carlson, or is he? He's going to rip one on his own as the 30 was about to expire. And we will have the slashing penalty adjudicated.
Poland's really missing a defender like Duncan Cart from last year,
Yeah.
right? Not Carte, it's just Cart.
It's Cart.
But he was one of those guys with the mojo, the leadership, the vocalism in the back that really held them together. He would do it on and off the floor, and you can just tell right now they don't have that bona fide leader on the back end to settle things down when it gets difficult, and that's going to be a major penalty as well. A 5 for slash on Henry Elliott. You get another look there, and he came over the top, and he got Matthew St. Germain quite well.
Right on the side of the neck, so, boy, that's not going to help. Goodman behind the back and a beauty. Loads it up and got a ton on that high to low BTB.
Quick power play strike right there for Calgary's finest, and Joshua Goodman able to pull this one short side on the BTB right around his defender in Coda Tran. You couldn't place that one any better, and Canada now got a 17 spot up on the board. That was only 6 seconds into their power play.
They have 4:54 to try to get a second one on the major. 105 to go in the half. It's 17-1 Canada. They come away with possession, and Fry is going to slow things down, let the power play get out there. Fry just ran out of options, decided to just flip that ball behind him and let whoever wanted to pick it up coming off the bench go and take it. Bose passes it down, gets it back immediately. Here's a chance for Carlson. Scores. That will end the power play. The second goal on the 5-minute major, just 34 seconds in.
Well, Canada 2 for 2 on the power play, and Dagan Carlson now has his third of the game. That is the hat-trick marker right there. Another one that ends up catching the post off the back of their goaltender, William Koza, and squeaking over the goal line. Canada now with 18 up on the board, and it smiles all around for the team in white jerseys.
And Elliott's still got to spend the other 4+ minutes of his major in the box. We are back to 5-on-5, but he's going to be sitting in there for about almost the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. As there's 37 seconds to go here in the first half at the IIJL 2023 World Juniors. Steven Stamp with Cody Jansen. Thanks for being with us on TSN Plus or YouTube, wherever you are watching, depending if you're in Canada or elsewhere in the world. And they're going to call withholding on Poland. Canada will get possession with 20 to go in the half. Halliday gets it back. 9 seconds. Canada taking their time. Goodman Going to hand it off to Weston. He sees 4 on the shot on the game clock, so he's going to let it rip. The stop, it's going to bounce over center. And 30 minutes into this opening game, we have an 18-1 score. We'll take a quick break here at Game 2 of the 2023 IIJL World Juniors. We'll be right back.
Skills Canada, a proud partner of the IIJL World Junior Championships. Welcome back inside SaskTel Center. Halftime here in this second game of the 2023 edition of the IIJL World Junior Championships. Ryan Flaherty here down at floor level as Canada is out to a big lead after 30 minutes of play, 18-1 over Poland. And let's talk a little bit about some goalies, shall we? At one end of the floor, Shane Friesen for Canada. Well, he hasn't exactly had the busiest night so far, but you heard Cody Jansen mention in the first half, he's known to a lot of his teammates and friends as Bacon. And I asked him recently, where exactly did that nickname come from? Well, turns out a few years back, Mr. Friesen used to show up at practice every time with one or more breakfast sandwiches in hand. He didn't have time to eat breakfast before getting to practice, so he'd always be munching down on a big bacon and egg sandwich, and so they just started calling him Bacon, and the nickname stuck, and he's been known as Bacon ever since. But you know what, in a pinch, the Canadian team, if for some reason their training staff had an issue, couldn't get to the arena, well, he could also maybe fill in that regard as well. He's a kinesiology student at the University of Saskatchewan, works as a student trainer at the University of Saskatchewan as well. So you never know when you might need an extra set of hands on the training staff, and Shane Friesen ready to deliver. Now, on the other hand, we heard a lot of talk in that first half about the backup goaltender for Poland, Maximus Czernish, and the speculation about if and when he might enter this game. Interestingly enough, if he does come in the second half, and I'm told by the Polish coaching staff that was kind of the plan coming into this game. They were going to let Koza decide how long he wanted to go, but they're expecting to see Czernish. If he does play today, it'll be his first ever action in box lacrosse. He's a field lacrosse guy through and through, and this will be his first time playing box lacrosse. But much like Shane Friesen, he's a guy who might be able to pick things up pretty quickly, a real smart guy. And again, in the medical side, he works in the emergency medical training sector as an EMS in New York. He's also a pre-med student working on his biomedical engineering degree right now. So certainly a guy who maybe hasn't played a lot of box, but he certainly has the gray matter to pick it up pretty quickly. So there's a little bit of background on some goaltenders here in this matchup, and just another one of the interesting layers of information that you have about some of these players and some of the other things that they're involved with outside of the game of lacrosse. We're going to take another break here at halftime. Canada leading it big, 18-1 over Poland, heading to the third quarter.
Welcome back to the 2023 IIJL World Juniors, brought to you in part by Signature Lacrosse. Thanks for being with us here on TSN Plus and YouTube around the world. I'm Steven Stamp with Cody Jansen. And Cody, obviously a huge half for Canada. Some of the players in particular.
Yeah, the offense just couldn't miss at times. And you think of Matt Bowes with an 11-point half. Let's get to some of those highlights, because everything he was touching seemed to be finding the back of the net. It was right off the opening face-off. They scored early. As you can see, Goodman run this one up. Bowes sitting crease side. Scored probably 4 or 5 out of his 6. Top to that left side. And as a lefty, if you've got that high shot and you're able to go across the body and find that top shelf, that's a tough save for any goaltender to make. And so for Bowes, he's been phenomenal. And then you got Finn Halliday as well, who, yeah, the tip drill goal is lucky. The other two are not luck, as you get a look at the low to low there that goes bottom corner.
Yeah, just beautiful plays there by Halliday once he gets it. And that one is the grit goal, as he goes in the middle, takes the hit, and still manages to finish it off. And, you know, what a game for Canada so far. Poland is in kind of tough shape here, because they haven't rebounded the way that Scotland did earlier.
And earlier we had 33 goals in that game. So let's get a look at those highlights between USA and Scotland. The Americans, they jumped out to a 9-2 lead in the opening quarter, and Scotland was able to start throwing punches again. You get a player like Nolan Eastwood, who was elite, is just an easy way to say it, but realistically, if not for the rookie, Scotland just wasn't in this one.
Yeah, you can see that the U.S. really gets rolling, the beautiful behind the back. They were feeling it early on, just everything they were touching was turning to gold. And it was, again, we were worried that we might have a pretty big blowout. You can see that behind the back. And the U.S. did hang on. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more from the 2023 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Thanks for being with us, and we will see you shortly. Welcome back to the 2023 IIJL World Juniors, brought to you in part by STX Lacrosse. It is great to have you here with us on TSN Plus and YouTube around the world. I was just checking because we have a stick check happening. It is okay, as Fry was wondering for Canada if something was wrong with his stick, because they took it, looked, and then went over to the scorer's box and kind of did a double check, but he comes out fine. No problem there for Bennett Fry. And here we do have, finally, he's been ready for it, Maximus Chernish coming into the game for Poland.
Well, as our main man Ryan Flaherty said, this is his first box lacrosse game as a goaltender. He's a field lacrosse goalie, so he has played before. It's a completely different sport, though. He's obviously, we got to see him earlier this morning in shoot around, and he looked fine. So obviously the movements are a little bit different. It's going to be tough playing this Canadian team as your very first game, but it's also a very exciting time for the young man.
He's gone back to the bench to check something. Just wants to make sure they're ready to roll. And they say, yeah, get back to your crease. We're all good. I'm Steven Stamp with Cody Jansen. And again, we are 5-on-5. Poland does have a player in the penalty box. Henry Elliott has to serve the remainder of his 5-minute major, but the manpower situation is even We'll have once again Trey McShannock taking the draw. He's up against Bennett Fry, and a little early jump from McShannock. Fry will get it and immediately give it off to Grayson.
6 goals, 5 assists in that opening half for Matt Bowes, and he's got the rock there.
That's a pretty good half. 11 points. Here's Pacioretty, who started to get warmed up late in the half. There's a sidearm rip. A little wide by Carlson. Can he get there and stop it from going over and back? Almost. He just stepped on the center line. There's only about 4 seconds left in the shot clock anyway. Not a big deal. But Poland will take this ball and move it into the offensive zone through Trey McShannock. Gets it ahead there to Dallas Goodwill, one of the returning Poland players. Hunter Myers handed it off, and now a chance for Braxton Ernst. Tries to come near side, skips away, and Jordan Scott there to take that one away.
No save needed from Shane Friesen, who stopped 14 out of 15 in that opening half. Good for a .933 save percentage.
I was curious if we might see Ryan Horbay come in to play net for Canada in the second half of this one. We'll see if he gets a bit of time later in the game. Friesen for now remaining in between the pipes. He's giving up just
It's
one
Ty
minute.
Peterson.
Sorry, it's Ty Peterson, my bad.
Francis Grayson right there rips one short side, and Canada's got 19, and it's through a screen of defenders who didn't really look like they wanted to block that one. Pulls it short side, not much of a chance for Chernish as Grayson just stepped right into one like it's practice.
And Chernish did not look super comfortable facing that shot, but again, first game playing box lacrosse, trying to adjust to the movements, and you know he's fired up to get a chance to play against Canada here, but boy, what a way to get started. Here's Weston. Will hand it off for Halliday. Over to Goodman. Bo's banging around in front in the slot. There's a save for Chernish. Round the world attempt by Weston. Some hard work on the loose ball by Carson Isnana, but he couldn't come away with it. It did, however, roll onto the back of the mesh and will be Poland possession.
Thought Chernish was going to long bomb that one as he had Hunter Sika running out the O-gate there in transition.
Look at the work by Goodman as he is pummeled by a trio of Polish defenders, and that's going to be Poland possession as he wound up with holding the ball. And a very gentlemanly pickup by Keenan Hunchak. They just go in and get that ball. Look at, he is just getting banged along the boards there. And Canada turns it over. Here comes Poland into the offensive zone. Got a shooting chance, saved by Friesen. Reaching into the crease, but with both feet in the crease there, Hunter Myers. That's going to be a turnover.
Friesen, a hometown, well, plays in Saskatoon here. He's a Swift Current kid playing for Canada at this event. Plays his junior A with the SWAT.
Halliday out top, taking his time, 6 on the shot clock, and absolutely blasts that one in. I'm not sure Chernish had any idea where that was going.
Finn Halliday's got his 4th of the game, and a bit of a guess. He got a piece of it, just wasn't enough. And for Finn Halliday, just the slightest of picks by Joshua Weston opened up that space as his defender couldn't get anywhere near him, and he pulls it short side over the shoulder of Chernish.
Canada with possession again. That's a nice little spin by Carr. Coming away with that one off the draw. Again, Aiden Carr from St. John, New Brunswick. First New Brunswick player taking part for Canada in the World Juniors. Tournament that's been happening in a couple of different forms since back in 2015. So many players getting a chance to take part here and really making some developments in their career. This is a dunk attempt. Weston ran a little short on that one. Here's the outlet pass. Oh, it's going to get away. Will Friesen go try and get this one? Nope. Discretion the better part of valor. He'll stay back. And Preston Stewart comes up with it. Runs to the middle. Picked up there. Nice defensive recovery. But what a hard rip sidearm there by Sika. Doesn't quite connect. And the captain, St. Germain, comes away with it.
Preston Stewart has Poland's lone goal in this contest. Decided to hand it off that time.
Pacharowny waiting for the change. A couple of the defenders were looking like they were thinking about staying out for an offensive shift, and I think Marty O'Neill and his coaching staff said, come on, let's get the guys out there to let Bose get his 12th point. 13th point? 12th point.
7th goal of the game right there for Matt Bose, and this one he just ends up going low on the Polish netminder right at the 5-hole, finds its way in, and Canada up to 21 in the game. 3 touchdowns now for the boys in white.
Just going for the single kicked conversions instead of going for 2. So they're sitting on 21. Canada gets it. Fry taking the face-offs pretty regularly here for now for Canada. Here's Grayson, lobs it up to the high man. Carlson over to Halliday. That shot off the post, a fresh 30 for Canada. Lots of time on the shot clock. Goodman skips it across. They both reached out for a penalty coming to Poland. Diving attempt, what a finish. That is a pretty goal for Dagan Carlson. His 4th of the game as well.
4 for another Sasky guy here, and it's a good little sling from Goodman inside. Crease dive, no chance for Chernish, no defenders nearby. He can wave off the penalty, and Canada up to 22 now on the board.
Jordan Scott out to take a draw now for Canada. Up once again against McShannock. Pulled out. The first guy there is Grayson, and he comes away with it. Canada taking their time, being pretty patient on offense, trying to run their sets and not push too much with this lead. But I'll tell you, goal scorers like to score. And they're not going to, at the end, they're still going to be taking good shots. They're still going to be trying to put this ball in the net. It's on Poland to pull it together. There's a nice chance there for Carlson, but the foot save by Chernish, good for him. Hard not to cheer for the guy playing his first box game, and that's a pretty good save. They've got the man up ahead. McShannock, the face-off guy, gets turned aside. Friesen staying sharp, and again, he has not faced a ton of opportunities from Poland, so good for him staying sharp down in his crease.
Was a little surprised they didn't go to Ty Peterson for the second half here, but again, maybe the plan is to play Peterson against Australia in their second round robin game.
Behind the back pass, nice movement. Canada keeps going. It was one more and then a few steps there, and Bose has 8.
That's his 8th.
Yep.
Right there. So wait for live scoring to load here. Like we got dial-up in the building at times, but Bo is able to walk to the middle there. He just rips it short side high, and you can see how depleted that Poland bench is. We got Ryan Flaherty between the benches, and he's got his finger on the pulse of all of this. Ryan, I want to hear from you. What are both benches like? Because it seems like even Canada's calmed down now.
Obviously, this Canadian team, I think they knew what they were kind of in for here this evening, and it's kind of just the professional approach now at this point. No excessive celebration, just do your job. You can't take your foot off the gas because that's kind of disrespectful too, but nothing excessive, right, from the Canadian bench, just professional, humble approach. And the Polish team, and they're just trying to keep their chins up. This is an experience, and like it's a baptism by fire for some of these guys, including, of course, the goaltender who's in there right now, Maximus Chernish. So, they have to take it as a learning opportunity, and to their credit, you don't see a lot of guys coming to the bench and hanging their heads. They're coming back, they're patting each other on the shoulders, they're giving each other words of encouragement, pretty much all that you really can hope to do when you're trailing by 22.
Crease violation on the diving attempt by Bennett Fry, who's not going to get a lot of chances to do that. Now it's a pretty good little move. We're going to have I believe it's crease interference call. Dallas Goodwill will go to the bench, the penalty box.
Canada 2 for 2 on the power play in this game. They had 2 on a 5-minute major power play in the second quarter.
So Bo sets up on the top. Goodman gets it. Poland's penalty killers trying to get out and keep some pressure on Canada's power play unit. There's Bo's up top. Nice job by Poland to take away the cutter. Goodman as he went through the middle, down to 8 on the shot clock. Oh no. I feel bad for Chernish because he was there. Just didn't quite have the stick set, and it spins through.
Well, there's number 5. He's got 5 goals and 5 assists in this one. And for Finn Halliday, maybe, well, he did tip the one in. I was going to say maybe this is one of the weaker ones he scored.
Yeah.
He's just finding different ways to score. And for Canada, another power play marker, 3 for 3 this evening.
Matt Bo's out to take a face-off for Canada as they are cycling through some face-off guys. There's a nice pass across by Wagstaff. And when we were talking before as we went down to Ryan Flaherty, who's doing a nice job between the benches, I was thinking Wagstaff, you're talking about how you respect the other team by continuing to play. Wagstaff working really hard in the defensive end to get that loose ball that actually wound up leading to the penalty on the other end, and that is going to be Joshua Weston ripping that one home.
Well, Weston's got his first of the game now as well. And this one, another one where Chernish got a piece of it, but he got caught a little bit deep in his net there, where if he takes that step out, he probably cuts down the angle a little bit more. But it smiles all around for Saskatoon's Joshua Weston.
And Chernish did step out. He was just a bit late, right? So then he's actually kind of opening it up as he steps out. But those are the things you learn pretty quickly when you're up against a team that will take advantage of it the way Canada is here. 8 Canadian players have now scored. We had 9 U.S. players scored in the first half of their game when they took that 9-2 lead, and then they all started adding goals. They didn't really add a lot more players scoring. See if Canada can get to 9 as well as Goodman throws it across. Halliday will step around and rip a sidearm just inside the post. He's going after Bose.
Well, there's the sock trick, and I think they're in a healthy competition right now. He's got 6, and Bose has 8. But you get another look here. You get the defender jumping. That means a wise forward will do just that, as you cut to the middle, and he's able to get around Lafreniere and just rip this one past Chernish.
Fry with another face-off attempt. He's actually up against Hunter Sika this time. Sika banging him into the boards. Fry's just trying to keep position. Tries to kick it back to his teammate. Nice job, though, to pick it up. And Poland has possession. So that ball was grabbed by Shireflug. Shireflug will get it up to the top. Skips away for a moment from Sika, but nobody near him. So he's just going to pick that one back up. Penalty coming to Canada. Again, that off-ball contact is definitely being cracked down. Oh, we got another one coming. Now, is that mirroring, or are there 2 different penalties coming? Now, Chernish, oh my, started to head to the bench. The turf monster got him and almost got him again. I'm sorry.
That's funny. That's, again, he's probably laughing at that as well. But Canada going to be shorthanded for the second time in the game. Their penalty kill is 1 for 1 tonight.
2-man illegal substitution, so Jack Dulong will go and call it. I remember being at the NLL Combine, and Travis Tunstall, who's a beauty, was up from Texas along with Nick Coyne and Simon Banderob, and Tunstall was running to the bench for a change, turf monstered, rolled, got a big round of applause from the opponents who were enjoying a very loud guy. There's a shot in the stop by Friesen who were enjoying a very loud goaltender falling in front of the bench as he ran up, and he just rolled into it, popped back up, arms up, and it basked in the applause. And Chernish maybe wasn't quite that smooth, but he came back and hustled back between the pipes to get set for his position once again.
Canada, shorthanded, man-down situation, probably happy to eat some clock.
Pacioretty with a little sidearm fake and then does get it over to Goodman. Double team from Poland trying to pressure the ball. I like that. They're really working out here. Goodman will go behind the bench. Carlson's already at the bench for a change to get a defender out, and Canada's just going to get that shot on net. Chernish swallows it up, stays still so it doesn't get away from him, and Poland will come back the other way with 1:08 left on their power play.
Again, Poland, what they're doing right now, you're not just going to pack it in. You don't exactly want to play runtime either. You're trying to get ready for your next round robin game, because if you're able to beat Australia, you avoid that playing the second seed in the opposite pool for the quarterfinal game.
Games tomorrow, Poland and Australia. Is another save by Friesen late in the shot clock on that shot on the run. Poland, Australia, 5 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. And Scotland, who we saw play earlier, will play Israel, their first game of the tournament, at 8 p.m. Central tomorrow night here on TSN Plus in Canada and YouTube around the rest of the world. Thanks for being with us. There's a nice rip by Shireflug. Friesen, though, with another save. Here's a chance. Oh, the kick save and the goal on the rebound. Huge save by Friesen, but he was down and out as that one was tucked home on the rebound by Henry Elliott.
Power play marker for Poland, their first of the game, second goal in total. What a save by Friesen. Just get a load of that. Nice little kick save. Almost got the rebound as well, but it's Henry Elliott who's able to grab it. And again, he just outweights Friesen, gets him falling backwards, puts it home, and Poland's got their second of the tournament.
I think Tyler Rybczynski, the D coach for Canada, may want to have a word with his guys and say, hey, you know, we're way up, we're shorthanded, but still, you've got to box somebody out. I mean, you've got to go and get on somebody as that save is made and not let them just grab the rebound and throw it into the empty net without at least challenging it.
Czernisz was getting a little bit of gear worked on there, but he's back between the pipes for Poland.
Joshua Weston taking that draw for Canada. They've got the one face-off twig. And Ryan Horbe, the third goalie tonight, who's standing there right beside Ryan Flaherty, who's between the benches, he is handling that face-off stick and just passing it around as the Canadian guys sharing that stick, trying to handful of different players on the draw. Canada's going to let one fly. Weston, who went and switched the stick, got his shooter, and that was a pretty good shot by Czernisz. It's a nice save. Here's a chance. Spinning to catch it, and then kind of booting it along the turf. Then he picks it up. Nice job there by McShannock, and he's going to hand it off, let the offense get set up. Delayed penalty coming to Canada. So Czernisz successfully up to the bench and successfully scoring is Shireflug, his second in a row, and Poland is on a bit of a roll.
It was Elliott who had the rebound. Shireflug's got his first of the game here, as he bounces this one past Shane Friesen. 6-on-5, we'll call it a man advantage situation. They're second in a row there. And, well, the deficit's 23 now with 3:43 left to go. But at least the offense is getting a little bit more looks than they were having earlier.
Yeah, and that's a nice look and a good shot with the bouncer. Grayson into the offensive zone. Halliday with the full squat to catch that one. Carlson to Grayson. There's Goodman. That one's laced far side. It's a lovely shot by Dagan Carlson.
Dagan Carlson was not going to miss that one. He's now got 5 in the game, 9 points. And Canada's got a 27 spot on the board against Poland here.
Jack Dulong's turn with the face-off twig. There's Carlson enjoying his latest goal.
It's only 2 players on Canada without points, and they're both St. Albert Crude guys, and Bennett Fry and Ryan McBride in this one.
Penalty coming. We had initially the loose ball push call. Instead, it's going to actually be a penalty. Dulong will head off to serve 2 minutes or less for interference. Poland's back on the power play.
You get another look there at the face-off. He just flipped the face-off guy in goodwill. Tossed him to the ground. Poland, well, they've got 1 power play goal, and they got a 6-on-5 goal in this quarter.
They'll set up with Elliott. Again, thanks for the correction there that he got their second goal. He is up at the top. We go over to Shireflug, who got the third one. Thought about going down low, hands it off to Elliott instead. That pass was knocked down by Scott as they went to the far side trying to get it to Goodwill. Or to Sika. Oh, nice try. Did Friesen get some of that? He did. What a save. And Henry Elliott almost snapped the shaft of his stick on his helmet as he smacked himself in the head. He can't believe he missed that opportunity. Carr with a very calm and casual roll over to Bose. Hands it off to Halliday, and Canada goes to full-on penalty kill mode. Behind the back flip. Bose wants it up top. He'll get the pass thrown up to him from Weston. 4 in the shot clock. Pacharoni couldn't quite catch it, so he's just going to roll it down into the corner before the 30 expires. Minute 3 left on the Poland power play. Gutnecht into the offensive zone, hands it off. Thought for a moment he might just go and join the power play. They're just getting the 5th attacker out there now. Pass down low. Flick back to the top to Elliott. They seem to really be looking for Braxton Ernst down on the crease. The lefty over on the far side near the top of your screen. But it's Shirefluke's going to get that shot after you got a little bit of a pick. Canada with the breakout. Fry wants to get in on the scoring. He's way up the floor. And Canada are going to take their time shorthanded. And he is not going to get, oh, he almost got the pass there. As Goodman with the big wind-up fake. And now Fry's just going to head to the bench for a change. It's a minute 15 left here in the third quarter. Ganch on the run. That one's just a little bit too far for Elliott. He will track it down, though. Going to take his time and leave it there for Sika. Elliott looking a little shaken up, kind of walking a bit gingerly as he moves around the floor. Hard rip from the outside. Nice attempt there by Sika, but it gets away and goes back over center. It will be an over and back. Just flicked ahead by Elliott. Goes up into the Canada bench. 40 seconds to go. Bose with a couple of fakes. Now he's going to find the 5th man coming out. Gets it to Carlson. This is Halliday down low. Pacharoni to Bose. Oh, what a lovely pass. And casually flicking that into the back of net, Joshua Weston.
Well, they've been doing that all game, and that ball movement is just, I don't know if there's a team in this tournament that's going to be able to deny that, and it's bouncing around, obviously ends up with Weston, and for Canada, the offense, I don't even think we can say it enough that it's clicking. Again, their offense is just having their way. It looks like shoot-around at times down there.
7 players now with multiple goals for Canada as Weston gets his 2nd of the game. Bose with 15 points, and the third quarter will be coming to an end. In 1 second, Grayson looks up, makes the pass down. That winds things up for the third quarter. It is 28-3 for Canada over Poland. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back to the 2023 IIJL World Juniors here at SaskTel Center. Welcome back to the 2023 IIJL World Juniors. We're going down to Ryan Flaherty on the bench for Canada.
Yes, thank you. Here with Canadian Associate Coach Todd Wilfong. Todd, obviously with a score like this, there's, I'm sure, plenty to like about your team's performance, but what has stood out to you and what are you most pleased to see from your team in this first game of this tournament?
Well, I think it's just the fact that getting together for the first time Saturday, working the ball, practicing, getting to know the ins and outs of each other, and coming together as a group. And it's unfortunate that we have to second nature to get shots and things like that, but we want to keep working hard and keep moving the ball and play hard for the rest of this tournament. Set the tone.
All right, thanks so much, Coach, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Guys?
Thanks, Ryan. And Uncommon Fit is one of the presenting sponsors for this IIJL World Juniors here in SaskTel Center, putting on the jerseys that these teams are wearing, and the new Canada gear included. Very popular with the fans, picking up a bunch of gear. We're pretty much sold out for the day, but there'll be more, and you can go to cllshop.com to get yours. Bose comes away with it for Canada.
Canada out shooting Poland 62-24 in this game.
Weston going to get down below the net, below the goal line extended, comes back out circling around the top. Looks to Halliday, makes that pass, 7 on the shot clock. Nice movement, and the rip low and into just inside the post by Halliday. Again, the ball movement east and west for Canada and winds up in a goal.
Well, there's number 7 for Finn Halliday, just one behind Matt Bose in the game. And the way that they're slinging it around there, Bose now has 16 points in this game. We got to be getting close to a tournament record here, Staff.
I don't know what the record is. I'm trying to remember what the high score in a game is. Maybe we'll be able to get that one, but he's got to be in the running for that.
$12 for Halliday, 16 for Bose, 8 goals and 8 assists.
There's a chance for Poland. It's going to wind up in a crease violation, though. Nice defense getting on top of Braxton Ernst, and here comes Carr. He'll step across center, looking for the man coming off the bench. He had Grayson. Not sure he loved the angle and decides to just slow it down and get the offense out. Carlson on the hidden ball trick, but they're all over him. Halliday will spin out to the top, and the cutter, Weston, wide open.
Well, Weston goes low, and he's got the hat-trick marker here as well. And as Ryan was saying, there's not a ton of smiles going around. There's no gloating about it, but Weston knows. He put that one in a perfect spot. Off the posts, maybe caught the back of Chernish and ends up over the goal line. Canada has a 30 spot in this game.
The captain, Saint-Germain, takes the face-off for Canada. Big battle, and I thought we did hear a whistle. Didn't see a hand, but the whistle blown down. It'll be Poland possession. Here comes Gutnecht. He left it there for Elliott. That's through the crease. You can't pass to him, so he'll take a shot. Heads up play by Elliott as his teammate Hunter Myers had run through the crease and then was looking for a pass. Can't be the first guy to take a pass after coming through, so Elliott decided to just get the shot off, but it was blocked. Doesn't get through, and Carr is going to come up the other way for Canada.
Well, they called that loose ball push back there, and again, in talking with the referees earlier, it's equal pressure. You can't have one guy trying to, lay a full-on body check when no one had possession.
It's a pretty nice attempt there by Goodman, taking that pass in midair as he tried to get across the crease and reach far side. A little reverse play on his offside, but just missing, wound up landing in the crease. Elliott with the shot, the rebound, another nice save by Friesen. Looks like he's going all the way here.
Friesen now with 23 saves in the game. Chernish at the other end is, now he's got 8.
Halliday taking his time. They go down low. Grayson moves it to Carlson with 4 on the shot clock. Stepped on the crease as he made that pass. He'll be pulling possession.
Tanner Fetch watching it closely behind the net.
Turnover. It's a 2-on-1. And Weston will slow things down, get the offense out.
So Canada obviously won this tournament last year, Stamp, and it was against Haudenosaunee. Obviously, they have been really dominant at this tournament, but as things move along, it does get closer.
Yeah, you start finding teams finding their level, teams getting closer. I mean, Poland actually, Luke Szepeniak was saying they had a really tough go in their opening game in a previous tournament, and then they turned around and actually had a pretty good performance. Things can change quite dramatically. They're going to keep pushing to try and get better. It's hard in a game like this when you're down 30-3 to maintain your focus. That's going to be a loose ball push, and Sika going out for a little shove on the Canadian defender, and they'll set things up. That one's tipped by a couple of Canadians. Gets away from Scott, but it'll be Dulong coming away with it. Good forecheck pressure. He runs through. That's a back in. Hey, landed on the line. And Poland, good forecheck pressure, will get it. Elliott with the hard work. Still looking a little ginger, a little tender on the feet, but working hard up in the offensive zone, even on the forecheck. Sika hands it off. Elliott's rip was stopped. The rebound put back. Nice save again by Friesen, who's had to be sharp. Wagstaff. Canadian bench is telling him, you go, take your shot. He was looking to the bench to see somebody coming off in transition, bench transition. They just literally waved him to the net. Here's Halliday.
That's Chernish's nicest stop of the game so far, I'd say.
I think so. That was lovely. And again, he was having a little tough time at the beginning. His first game as a box goalie, facing Canada down by a ton. And that one's going to get by him from Carlson, but he's getting more comfortable as he goes. It's just there's still going to be bumps in the road.
Yeah, there's certainly going to be bumps in the road again, and what a time to get your first start here. And Canada is just firing on all cylinders. And for Dagan Carlson, again, you're able to step down into it. It's basically a shooting drill at this point where you've got no one in front of you.
So 31-3. 4-touchdown lead for Canada. Wagstaff comes away with it. The alternate captain hands it off, and Fry looking to try and still join in on the scoring. Again, him and McBride, the only ones who do not have a point. Fry's had some chances. He's staying out on, I think they're trying to get him one. Pacharowny, a little fake, gets down to Weston. Fry cutting through the middle. Got him for a second, but he takes a pretty big swat. Cross-check in the back. Pops back up and will continue to play. 3 on the shot clock. Pacharowny fires it in. That's goes into the stick of Chernick. And crease violation on Canada. Poland will get the ball.
And Fry is a forward over the summer. He's not unfamiliar with coming out the own gate as well.
Yeah.
Younger player can definitely play a two-way game, as a lot of these players can that are as athletic as him.
Poland taking their time here. Henry Elliott throws it through the middle. Chance there. Fighting for the loose ball is McBride. And Poland's going to get it. Oh, the goose move doesn't quite work as it comes out to Saint-Germain, who stumbles a bit but recovers his balance and is going to step into the offensive zone. He's just hanging on to the ball, now leaves it there for Halliday. Saint-Germain almost stayed he is staying for the offensive shift. He started to go to the bench, and they waved him back into the offensive zone. 8 on the shot clock. There's the cut. The pass, a nice one, gets through, but just missing the net was Saint-Germain. It was a pretty good opportunity for the captain, who is not an offensive player.
Not a bad look right there. Again, he's one of the players who's been a mainstay on this SWAT organization, Tier 1 level, and for him to get the C shows what a leader he is.
Shane Friesen with the stop. He's played very well. He's actually had some challenging saves to make.
Well, I think I think part of his staying in was, hey, I want to see more shots. It's a short tournament. Goaltenders want to be facing it because you don't want to be drinking through a fire hose come semifinal time.
Carlson, hard pass across. Goodman pulls up and gets it back to Carlson. 4 on the shot clock. Bose, nice backdoor pass. That's a great save by Chernish. That was really nice.
Read it well.
Yeah. His instincts are developing quarter by quarter. Friesen was kind of setting himself as that pass went down. I'm not sure he even realized till the ball was about halfway through its arc that pass was coming down. Chernish was coming to the bench for the extra attacker. They're like, no, it's late in the 30s. Just wait there. No question here from Wagstaff. He'll just head to the bench to serve his 2 or less.
Poland 1 for 3 on the power play in this game. Another opportunity to sling the ball around a little bit and build up a little bit of mojo before their second round robin game tomorrow against Australia.
So holding the stick penalty. And Elliott's going to set up on the top. Poland going to try and add 33% to their scoring total. Oh, that's a nice stop as it goes off the post, and then Friesen had to acrobatically tap away the loose ball and the rebound. They got another chance, and that one he did make the save.
Sika's another one of those players who can come out of both gates and be effective offensively and defensively.
Shire flew down to Ernst. Fry has it. Oh, tries the shovel pass ahead. Oh, great effort on the second chance after making the pass. It was knocked down by Shireflug. Now he bounces a pass ahead, trying to get an assist. Dulong is in the crease. He knows he can't play that. He'll just step aside and Poland comes back the other way.
Bit of a collision there from the Fall River product. Was trying to get Fry that point, I'm sure.
Oh, the ball just pops away from Sika. He'll hand it off. A hard rip, another save by Friesen. Saint-Germain with the swim move gets turned aside. Ahead to Carr. He's got Goodman with him. Carr's going to go to the net and shoot. Drifts one a little high, and Chernish comes out with the sliding attempt.
It's an interesting style, but it worked. End of the day, goal accomplished. You kept the ball out of the net.
4.5 minutes to go. Stick with us after the game as the Player of the Game Awards will be presented. Remember, tomorrow the tournament continues. Day 2 of the 2023 IIJL World Juniors. Here's a backdoor attempt. It's a nice save again by Friesen. The penalty's over to Wagstaff. He'll race into the defensive zone. Poland back on the floor against Australia at 5 p.m. Central Time. Scotland and Israel will match up at 8 p.m. Central. Poland gets it back. That's going to be a penalty by Fry, who just kind of grabbed onto the shoulder and spun. Gutnecht. Now a collision in along the boards.
Maybe a little extra oomph on that hit by Ernst, but it's lacrosse. It's a physical game. Both teams can understand that. As you get a look at the, maybe it looked a little bit worse in real time. The replay showed it really wasn't that ugly.
Yeah, I think it was.
Not as bad as the one bench was making it seem.
So Fry to the box. Poland to the power play. They have scored generally using the extra man, the power play, and the 6-on-5 and the delayed penalty a little earlier. That's a back-in call. Jordan Scott thinks he was already in the crease, but his opinion doesn't matter much. There's a hard shot that goes a little bit wide off the stick of Preston Stewart. Poland, Myers, flip it up top to Elliott. In the backpedal and try and drift one down. That one's picked off by Scott, who was in perfect position.
It was almost back into the crease, though, as he got that jumping back towards the crease.
Yeah, worked out, though. Here's Wagstaff on the penalty kill. 1:05 left in the Fry penalty. Bose is going to take his time. Lobs the pass to this side to Halliday. Nice block there by Chase Richardson.
Let's go to Ryan Flaherty between the benches here one more time. Ryan, you're by the Poland bench, and you can hear them when Maximus Chernish is making saves. They know it's pretty special for him. Like, despite the score, it's his first game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, there has not been one negative word that I can hear from this bench, whether it's about to do with the goaltending, the defense, or lack thereof, and especially when it comes to Maximus Chernish. He's getting a lot of encouragement. You know, they wanted him to maybe come to the bench on that last delayed call, but of course there was not a lot of time left. But he's dialed in. You can tell his focus is really there, and his teammates really appreciate it. And I mean, don't look now, but Canada has scored fewer goals here in the second half than they did in the first.
Yeah, what a finish there. Braxton Ernst gets one on a lovely diving play.
Well, you could tell Ernst was into it. He was still playing in the fourth quarter, laying hits. Now he gets to slip behind Halliday, who's playing a little bit of defense, and a crease dive with a nice finish. Able to jump away from the goaltender. So, A, you take yourself away from that getting called off, and instead of going far side where Shane Friesen thought he was going to go, he's able to pull it back short side and go up high as well, which is the stick side on Friesen, which he can't move as well as his free arm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really nice play to finish that one off, make it 31-4. Penalty coming to Canada. Oh. No, it's to Poland.
Or not.
Yeah, we had a few seconds as Poland had the ball. I thought it was coming to them, and then it is called the slashing call against Thomas Rat, one of the alternate captains for Poland, wearing their red with the white shoulder caps tonight.
Canada 3 for 3 on the power play. There you go. Look at the slash. Yeah, that was right on the hands of Joshua Goodman. And so Canada going to the power play. Perfect so far. They've also thrown 71 shots on goal in this game.
Bose will set up at the top. Remember, you can go to CLLshop.com and get maybe a 91 jersey of Finn Halliday, who's had a terrific game here, and another goal for him right there.
He's got 8. Bose has got, or no, he's got 8 now. Yeah, he does have 8, and Bose has 8 as well. Power play marker. It's the 4th of the game for Canada, and, well, the offense was not done in the final 2 minutes here. There you get a look at Joshua Goodman, the pride of Calgary, Alberta, on the Canadian bench.
Grayson contesting the face-off this time for Canada. Poland comes away with it. That one's kind of tossed wildly, though. Just overrunning it was Saint-Germain. So Poland still has possession. Toss up to the high man. Hunter Myers now, sidearm pass. Hard rip and a goal. That's a nice one there from Hunter Sika. He goes high to low and bounces one through, and Poland making the most of this fourth quarter.
I see that a lot from Sika again, where for him and Preston Stewart, they've got that ability. This is their 5th game in 4 days, right? It's a lot of lacrosse that they've been playing before this tournament, and so the wear and tear is more than anyone else at this event.
Games go all the way through Saturday with the 5th place, then bronze medal, then gold medal games here from SaskTel Center. on TSN Plus in Canada, YouTube around the rest of the world. It's a pretty nice little hidden ball fake. Oh, off the crossbar. And they tuck it home on the rebound. Shireflug with the finish after the hard bouncer coming off the ricochet from Ernst.
Poland's found their offense. Don't let them get hot. 6 in the game here. And for Poland, this is good. They're finding their confidence, right? They're not giving up. Canada's not giving up. Neither should they. And so for them, it's one of those, let's start to tack on a few and let's get feeling good and get ready for our next game.
Yeah, and it's important. I mean, Ryan did a nice job talking about how, no negativity down on the Poland bench. And you can see they're having discussions. Luke Shapaniak, the head coach, still coaching them up. Players coming and chatting with them about what they can do, how they can move forward. And it's 4-3 here in the fourth quarter for Canada, but Poland, that's a respectable quarter. Five on the shot clock. Driving the net, that's a lovely goal there. Sika is getting hot. Getting late in the shot clock, and he just takes a drive to the crease.
Well, he got around McBride, a defender he's very familiar with. He got bottom side on him, and for Shane Friesen, again, he wasn't seeing those opportunities early in the game. Maybe the defense has let their foot off the pedal a little bit, but for Hunter Sika, this is the confidence he's going to need to have a strong rest of the tournament, because I know we're going to be seeing a lot more goals from 1-6 in red.
Final 18 seconds of this Poland-Canada game here on day one of the 2023 IIJL World Junior Championship. Fry comes up with the loose ball on the rebound. 5 seconds to go. He's just going to turn back into his own end. We will have the players will shake hands. We're going to have the player of the game presentations.
And that's the game. Canada beat Poland 32-7. Shots on goal. Poland 39.
So the final score, 32-7 for Canada.
Both teams line up in center.
They're going to line up on their respective restraining lines. Again, IIJL President Chris Fox will present the Player of the Game awards. I think they're going to shake. Canada's lining up on the restraining line. Forgot to go shake. Now they're going to go and do it. And Cody, what does Canada take from that moving forward as they have the day off tomorrow? What do you focus on when everything went that much your way?
Well, you got to make sure that those bad habits don't leak into future games. I know you just have Australia coming up next, and it's another game where their offense should be able to have their way, but you have to make sure that you're still playing your best lacrosse when it matters most. And that's all a wrap that you build towards the Saturday game. So these round-robin games, Canada knows they're the favorites. Canada knows these are games they should win. Now it comes down to executing, and they did just that today.
So we will have the players of the game, and we see the player of the game for Poland playing his first ever game of box lacrosse in net, Maximus Chernish, and he's not even sure what to do here. He's like, really? I go over there? And Chris Fox says, just drop your gear, come on over and get it. Congratulations to him. He made a few very nice saves as he was adjusting to this indoor game.
Well, when you talk about Chernish, and you know, I think he came in for the second half and had a dozen saves. Not numbers that'll jump out to you, but still, without him, this could have been even uglier.
And probably not too hard a choice for Canada, although lots of Canadians putting up big points, but 18 points for Matt Bowes. 8 goals and 10 assists. What a night. Everything he touched turned to gold. He'll certainly hope that he can add a gold medal to that later in the week. That will be more important. A nice shot for Bowes and Chernish. We will have the national anthem of Canada. Tomorrow night, we will have Poland and Australia at 5 p.m. Central Time, followed by Scotland and Israel at 8 p.m. Central Time. So Canada will celebrate a 32-7 win over Poland, and tomorrow they will have the day off. Poland, though, will go right back into action against Australia at 5 Central Time, and then the Scotland-Israel game, as Israel will make their debut here at the tournament at 8 p.m. Central. Thanks so much for being with us, lacrosse friends. For Cody Jansen and Ryan Flaherty, I'm Steven Stamp, and on behalf of all of us here at the broadcast, thanks so much for being with us at the 2023 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow when the tournament continues.